So I'm here in studio with some people who actually Chicago is probably very familiar to you, yeah?
It is, as it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So welcome Jack, Reynor, Nicola Peltz. How are you guys?
Good.
Very well. How are you?
Of the new Transformers 4 Age of Extinction. Now this comes out in a couple weeks, and we're all very excited here in Chicago because, like I said, you filmed it here. I actually went to the set a couple days. Like I sort of
Did you?
stalked you guys out. Yeah, like I wasn't invited. I just sort of, you were filming all over the place, so I saw you
We
from the
were.
streets.
We got a lot of support from the citizens of Chicago, so thank you
Yeah.
all so much.
Well, of course. So talk about, Mark Wahlberg, of course, starring in this one.
Mhm.
What was it like working with him?
It
It's
was
great.
amazing. He is such a nice guy, so hardworking, and he's just obviously so talented. And us being so young in this, but so new to the business, and being able to work with him and learn from him is really amazing, and we're very lucky.
Absolutely.
And were there any moments that were kind of surreal, like you're just sort of on set and then you're like, whoa, I'm in a movie with Mark Wahlberg? Like, was it ever crazy at any point?
Every moment of making this film was nuts, you know? It's one of
Yeah.
those things where you just kind of keep pinching yourself about it. But there was one day in particular that we always talk about where we had this giant explosion set up in Detroit.
Uh-huh.
And it's one of the biggest you're ever going to see in any film. It's crazy. And it was
Really?
all practical. The guy came out of retirement to make it. Took them a week to set up the shot. And they didn't tell us we were going to do it until 4 minutes before we actually shot it.
Oh.
So Michael Bay comes over and he says, right, you guys are going to run from here to here in 4.6 seconds. Everything is going to be blown up around you. What's happening is there's a helicopter crashing behind you. Optimus is rolling around with it. And you're just running and screaming, okay? I just want to see you screaming. And if you fall, just get up and keep running. Don't stop, no matter what happens, okay? And
You're
that
like,
was
okay.
it. And that was
Yeah.
that was the moment. While that was happening, I just remember thinking in my head, oh my God, this is my life now. This is what I'm doing. This
What
is
is
crazy.
it like working with Michael Bay, by the way? I heard he can be a little bit, I don't know, get a little bit crazy sometimes.
Michael Bay, the thing about Michael is that he's responsible for $250 million worth of a movie budget. And that's
Yeah.
an awful lot of money. And he's got to look out for 200 people on set every day and make sure that they're doing their jobs and make sure that everything's running smoothly. And he's incredibly hands-on with his actors, and he's just incredibly hands-on with production in general, and even when it wraps, he's in the editing room all day, every day, and he's so dedicated to what he's doing. But his energy is just second to none. It
Uh-huh.
really is. And honestly, for Nicola and I, and for Mark, and for everybody who's involved in it, when you're getting tired and things are starting to drag, Michael's energy will carry you through the rest of the day.
Yeah.
We'll get you through it.
Yeah, because I know you guys had long days. There was just some days, right? Doing take after take
It
after
wasn't
take.
even long. It was kind of the intensity of it.
Okay.
Before we started filming, Michael told me, there's no time we're going to hang out and sit in your trailer. You're going to be on set all the time. If you're not in the scene, you should be watching the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so happy we did that because we just learned so much, watching Mark and Stanley and just watching really Michael work and do his thing.
I saw Michael actually, he enjoys going out. I saw him at Paris nightclub.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys ever
Yeah.
went there. I saw him there one night. He was very nice there. He looked
Yeah.
like he was having fun. But so talk to me a little bit about sort of just you guys, because some people might recognize you from some things you've done. And of course, they're going to see a lot more of you now with Transformers. But just talk a little bit about your backgrounds and sort of other things that people might know you from.
Well,
The Irish boy over
I
here,
come,
yeah?
well, exactly. I come from Ireland, first
Yeah.
and foremost. And I come from a very independent film background.
Uh-huh.
But I did a movie in 2010 called What Richard Did, which went down really well at the Toronto Film Festival, and that kind of teed me up for, Delivery Man with DreamWorks and Transformers and that. And then since then, I've done another great independent film that I'm very happy with called Glassland. Yeah, no, I mean, it's been really great. I've done Macbeth as well recently with Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard. I've done a movie just there called Girls Night Out with Sarah Gadon and Belle Powley, which was a lot of fun too. So
Yeah.
been in a good role.
And then talk about your role in Transformers a little bit. Everyone knows.
So I play a young Irish race car driver who lives in Texas, and he's somebody who probably doesn't fit in that world, but he's confident in his skills as a driver, and he has this relationship with this girl who he really loves, and that's what keeps him grounded and allows him to assume his place there in that world. And You know, that's something that I could really relate to. Obviously, you know, coming from Ireland and
Sure.
landing in the middle of Hollywood and trying to, you know, assert myself and find a position there.
Right.
So it's something that I can definitely relate to myself.
Yeah. Okay, Nicola, go ahead.
I play Tessa,
Mhm.
and it's a beautiful a father-daughter story. You know, at the beginning of the movie, you see that her and her single dad, you know, live on this farm, and he's more of a dreamer, and Tessa's more of the responsible one, and tries to be the adult in the situation, and worries about the house and the bills and all of that, and she has a secret boyfriend because there is a no dating household rule.
Ah.
And yeah, so she loves her boyfriend, and as soon as Mark and Jack's character meet, it's a really fun scene.
Okay, so that's something to look forward to. Is
Yeah.
that do we see any like fighting scenes or anything, or no? Those are later with Optimus Prime, etc.
You see a
Uh,
lot of fighting.
A lot of
Yeah.
fighting scenes.
Yeah.
there are.
So now here you guys are, like we said. No, you just I think wasn't it at the VMAs? Was that right, or the movie awards that you guys were at?
KCAs.
And
Kids' Choice Awards.
the Kids' Choice Awards. That's right. I knew it was one of them. Yeah. So that must have been fun.
Yeah. That was a lot of fun. Jack got
It was a lot of
slimed.
fun. I did
Yeah,
get slimed.
That's
yeah.
right. Yeah. What is
Right.
that? Was that gross? Did it taste weird? I don't know. I feel like it
No,
was.
I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and the kids in the row in front of me were they were begging me to throw slime at them,
Ugh.
which I was kind of surprised by. But then I realized, okay, so this is what it's all about. So
Right.
kids obviously love getting slime. They want this.
So did you
So,
take some?
Yeah, I took it. And I was lashing the slime at them, and they were loving it. It was great. But I'll tell you what people don't realize is that slime is so slippery. It's like standing on a sheet of
Oh.
ice. Like you can't move afterwards.
Oh.
They actually say to you, just don't move, stay where you are, and we'll come out and get you.
No kidding.
Yeah, because it's that slippery. It's nuts.
I wonder what it is. I mean, but here in Chicago, I mean, we can relate to the slippery ice that was here this winter. But
Yeah,
still,
I
I'm
bet.
sure. Yeah, that's
No, but it's a
crazy.
lot of fun. The KCAs are really great.
Yeah.
It's all about, you know, just these kids and just how much fun they're having. And, you know, you can really get into it.
And
it's a
so,
lot of fun.
right, so you guys had that. And then let's talk about, you're wearing your Cubs jersey throughout the
I'm
first
wearing-
pitch last
Look at
night.
this. Look at this.
With your name.
My name
Love
on the back. And I threw the
it.
first pitch and I got my ball too. Grim signed my ball
Oh,
right
who
there.
signed it?
100 years of Wrigley Field. Grim, the catcher.
Oh my gosh, that
It
is
was great. Look at that. Check it
awesome.
out. Sweet.
I love
So
that. And
happy
you're
with
carrying
that.
it around.
Yes,
all
I am
day.
carrying it around.
So how was that? How was it thrown out the first pitch? Good?
It was great. I threw the first pitch for the Rangers the night before. They had a game with the Orioles, so I had to practice. But it was fun. It's a
Yeah.
little intimidating, especially as an Irish person, to walk out onto Wrigley Field and have to like throw the first pitch. But I got through it.
Yeah. Now, my co-host, Jay Nice, he's throwing out the first pitch. He did it for the White Sox a couple nights ago. He's in a
Nice.
competition where if he actually beat the other person he was up against, so he gets to throw it again Monday. So do you have any tips for him? Anything that you can sort of recommend that he does, or just kind of?
Oh, just go for it. Just lash
Yeah.
it at him, man. See
Okay.
how it goes.
Yeah, that's what we told him. We said, don't take it too
That's
serious.
it. Don't take yourself too seriously. That's it. That's the key.
Right?
Don't wind it up. Don't step into it too much. Don't try and be a pro. Just lob the ball to him. Make sure you get it in his hands.
That's what
and
he
it.
tried to be a pro, right? So he tried to be a pro, threw it real hard. It bounced in the dirt. It didn't go like 50 Cent style, like way off.
Yeah,
You know?
well, that's
But-
I watched Fiddy's one, and
Yeah.
I was a little bit scared after that. So
Yeah.
I didn't wind it up.
Good. Okay, so I'll let him know. So anything that you guys got to experience while in Chicago? I heard too. Was it this morning that you did
He
the
just came from the 360.
Yeah.
The
the
tilt.
tilt at the
Yeah.
Hancock Building?
It was It was so beautiful.
She's a weirdo because she's not afraid of heights at
I
all.
love it.
Really?
I love it. Yeah.
This would.
I
freak
will
me
say
out.
it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
but it is terrifying.
No, it's not. You have to
Really?
relax
Don't listen to her.
and just
She
relax.
can't be objective about heights. Don't anybody listen to her.
Well, I haven't even been yet. I have not been yet. I've seen people do it. So I don't know if you guys know, but they actually have something similar at the Sears Tower, and the floor just cracked.
Yeah, Jack, I
Yeah.
wanted to do that last time, but then the day
Willistown?
I had scheduled it.
No
Yeah.
way, the floor cracked?
No,
Yeah. It cracked. Everyone's fine. Like, it turned out fine. but-
Everyone's fine.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Everybody's okay.
But that was at the Sears Tower, so that's the only
I did that
reason-
last year.
Good thing you got it in before.
Yeah, I'm going to call my girlfriend. I'm going to tell her that it cracked and she's going to
Yes.
freak.
Yeah, so it's very, it would make me a little nervous, but good for you that you just went up and did it.
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else that you guys are going to do or that you are glad to be back in Chicago that you get to do that maybe you did last
I
time?
went to Fido last night and had a nice
Fido is
pint
the
of Guinness. It's a
best.
great pub.
Love
It's
Fido.
a great pub.
Yeah.
Michael Cera was in there as well.
No kidding.
Yeah, I believe he's like doing a play here for just like one night or something.
Yes, he was in town yesterday.
Yeah. So
Oh,
we
cool.
saw him for a split second, but
Nice.
yeah, had a nice pint of Guinness, and then went back to my hotel room, played some video games, and that was it.
There
I'm
you
very
go.
comfortable in Chicago, you know?
Good.
It's not the kind of place that I feel pressured to do loads of things. It's a place where I feel like I can just relax. And chill out,
Good.
you know?
It is. You can. It is what you want it to be, right? You can do a
Exactly.
lot of things. But what about you,
Exactly.
Nicola? Anywhere you?
Yeah, I just went to dinner last night, and it's really terrible. I don't remember what it's called, but it's Juliana Rancic's new restaurant.
RPM.
Yeah, that's it, and it was
It's-
so good.
That's my
And
favorite place in the
Everyone
city.
there is so nice.
Yeah.
and the vibe was really great. And then I just went back to the hotel room and hung out with my friend and my mom.
Nice. Good. Well, guys, we are so excited for Transformers 4.
June 27th.
June 27th. Movie comes out, Transformers 4. Gosh, guys, so excited to see this and can't wait to see you guys in it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Thanks for having us in
Thank
today.
you for being here.
All right.